Good afternoon, Chart Spartans. Now, you all know that I love silver. We've been together a very long time. We're in a long-term relationship, and like all relationships, we have our ups and our downs, and there are moments where we drift apart, and then in a heartbeat, we're back together. It's very passionate. But there's a new mistress in town, and her name's Platinum. I took her for a drink last week, and we got on very well. I may go for another one. But what I wanted to do today is work out who's sexier, silver or platinum. So in front of me we have the long-term chart for platinum, and as you can see we've got the support of the arc currently guiding price as we move through time, and for the past 10 or so years price has been contained underneath this resistance line down here. In 2020 we broke out of the resistance line in a very violent fashion, and since then we've corrected back to the resistance. So we've retested the resistance and the support of the arc. So in this red circle we have a confluence of support, which should be the perfect area to start a new uptrend in platinum. Now let's have a look on the daily chart and have a more detailed look at what's going on. So we can see that there's a lot of support in this zone here. We've got an area of price here, we've got price sitting above the support, we've got price sitting within the support zone here, and we've recently come back and touched the edge of this zone of support. So this is a great area to start to see a turnaround occur in platinum. As you can see, for the past several months, price has been in a downtrend in this wedge pattern, which has been getting narrower and narrower. And after touching this bottom rail of the wedge pattern, price has violently broken out above the top rail. Now we'll have to wait till the end of the day at the close to confirm this as a breakout, but it's looking very positive. And if we have a look on the RSI, we can see how violent this move up has been. For a couple of months we've actually been getting a bit of bullish divergence on the RSI, which is where price has been making lower lows and the RSI has been making higher lows. Since then we've had this violent up move in the RSI and in price, which we haven't really seen anywhere apart from back in March of 2020. And what happened when we saw that? We were at the start of a new uptrend and platinum went on a big tear. Now let's compare platinum to silver. So I can get rid of the RSI, we don't need that. This is the ratio of platinum to silver. And when the ratio is falling, that means that platinum is underperforming and silver is outperforming. So for the past 18 years, platinum has been underperforming, and you would have been better off owning silver. And we can see with this resistance line here, we've had 1, 2, 3 touch points on the resistance line, so it's quite a reliable trend downwards that we're in. But we look at where price currently is, we're currently nestled up against this resistance, and it looks like we're starting to break out, or will do over the coming weeks or months. Then if we have a look at the bottom, it looks like we're in a clear head and shoulders bottoming pattern. We've got a slightly higher left shoulder, we've got a slightly lower head, and what you would expect is a bit of symmetry on the right shoulder, which would be slightly higher than the head. So if this head and shoulders bottoming pattern is in play, we would probably expect a movement in the ratio similar to what we saw off the left shoulder. That was a 120% move in the ratio pair. So a similar move would take the ratio of platinum to silver up to 77. Now from current prices, that looks like an almost doubling, maybe an 80% outperformance of platinum versus silver, certainly over the next couple of years. Beyond that, I would probably expect the ratio to pull back a bit and complete the full head and shoulders bottoming pattern. In addition, when we're looking more further out, silver is going to get a huge amount of demand from solar energy, from the renewables and from electric vehicles. I know that platinum is used in some hydrogen technologies, but I think the demand from silver is going to be far greater than it is from platinum. So I'm very hesitant about considering the long term in platinum to silver, but certainly for the short term, the next 2 years, platinum does look sexier. Now we can also compare platinum to silver on this chart. So if I add it here, silver. Here we go. We can see that platinum and silver pretty much follow the same pattern. But what's interesting with platinum is we're pretty much at the same price we were at. Let's make that clearer. We're pretty much at the same price we were at 6 years ago. So we've been in a 6-year basing pattern. Now silver has also been in a 6-year basing pattern, as we can see here. But silver already broke out, and it's much higher yet. As the saying goes, the bigger the base, the higher in space. And we saw the higher in space with silver. And I think from looking at these two basing patterns, it's quite clear that they're following the same pattern, but platinum has a 1-year lag. We've already seen the explosive breakout in silver. So given that there looks like there's a 1-year lag in platinum, and given what we saw on the other charts with the explosive RSI and the touch point on the arc, I think platinum is due for its move round about now. So we can have a look at what happened in silver. From this basing pattern, we saw a sharp rise up. If we are to consider an equal move in platinum, it would look something like this. Now silver is still attractive, but silver has risen off of its base, whereas platinum is at its base. So certainly in the near term, next year or two, platinum looks a lot more exciting. Now if I get rid of this, and if I compare platinum to the broader commodity index, and then that'll be the last chart I'll show. Now I like to compare platinum with the broader commodity index because I do a lot of investing in commodities, and it's nice to know which assets are underperforming or cheaper and which ones you should therefore invest in. And looking at this comparison, so we've got platinum in black and we've got the Goldman Sachs commodity index in orange. We can see that pretty much they move in lockstep. There's a very strong positive correlation. But what's notable is that sometimes over time you get these periods of divergence in the two assets. So we saw here in 2010 there was a major divergence with platinum outperforming commodities. Then we saw in 2018 there was a major divergence with commodities outperforming platinum. And today we had another major outperformance of commodities outperforming platinum. As you can see with these divergences, they eventually close. So when there's divergence of commodities underperforming, they then start to outperform. When platinum's underperforming, it then starts to outperform. And right now platinum is underperforming. We were moving very tightly off the March 2020 lows, but the commodity index has held on to its gains and platinum has sold off considerably. So to close this divergence, we could either have the commodities fall or platinum rise, but given that I think we're in a commodity bull market, given that inflation is running rampant, I think the commodity sector, the broader commodity sector is going to rise, and therefore I think that platinum is going to rise considerably to catch up with commodities. It could look something like that, and then you get a small rise in the commodity index, or maybe the commodity index goes sideways, or even lower. But essentially on a relative basis, platinum is a lot more attractive than the commodities, and from a risk-reward perspective, that's where I'm putting my money. I had some investments in coffee and wheat over the past year, and they've done quite well. And I've just sold all those investments and I've put them all into platinum. So I hope that gives you a good overview of platinum and who's sexier between platinum and silver. And I think certainly for the short term, the next year or two, I think it's platinum that's sexier. So good luck with your investing and your endeavours. Pip pip, ta-da, bye bye.